Hey guys, Chart Stopper's back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you are definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. And just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and get 2 free stocks, and I also provided one for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. Just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks, so if you have a recommendation, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any new videos. So let's get into the market today. Today is May 3rd, 2021. It is Monday. And you can see here the S&P 500 is up again today, 0.30%. The Dow is up also 0.74%. And the NASDAQ is the one that is losing on the day. It is down 0.40%. And you could see, we came out this morning and everything started to go higher. We had a little dip and everything kind of flattened out except for the NASDAQ right here, which has fallen throughout the day. So let's get into the stock we're going to talk about today. Today I want to do another video on Tesla. I've done a couple in the past. You could go check those out. I'll provide a link in the upper right hand corner and you should see that right now. And, I wanted to go over what's been going on with Tesla. So let's take a look today. They are trading at $682.05. They are down $27.34 today, right now. And that would be the equivalent of 3.85%. So they are, taking a little bit of a hit recently. The stock has been kind of stuck in the same place for a while and not much growth going on right now in the stock price. But, the company has been doing all right, and we're going to go over that. And you could see here, let's take a look at their market cap. Their market cap right now is $681.35 billion. Their PE ratio is 710.09. As you all know, their CEO is Elon Musk. And also, they just came out with earnings. You could see here, that was on April 26th, they had earnings. So just about a week ago. And, they came out with some pretty good numbers. They had a record quarter. Nothing to complain about, but since then, the stock has kind of done nothing. It sort of sold off after earnings, and then it's been kind of stuck in this same place. It hasn't really been shooting up like we're used to seeing with Tesla, especially after, coming out with record numbers for Q1 of this year. But let's take a look at the chart here. I'm on the daily chart, and we're going to start off by looking at the all-time high, which is $900.40. They were able to reach that on January 25th of this year. And then, right after that, we fell into the correction. And this is what I have right here. You saw our support at $780 got broken during the correction. And Tesla was, it really got hit hard during the correction, losing about 30% of the value of the stock price. And as you can see here, we lost support at around $720. Let me move that down a little bit. That's where my line should have been. Which, that's around $713 to $720 was our support there. We lost that. And it continued to drop right around here. Our next support, which is where we're currently trading at, which is $675. That's our support right now, and you can see it's kind of been holding that support, to present day right now. That's where it's trading at, and we saw, this support get broken during the correction. We dropped all the way down to our 600 support level. We actually broke through that. And the one below that is where it finally bottomed out during this correction, and that was on March 5th of 2021. And you could see my support level right here is around $540. And that's where we finally bottomed out during the correction. It's made a little bit of a recovery since then. You saw it, trade up here, and then we dipped back down, and it went all the way back up to around $780 here recently. And this was on, let's see what the date is here. That was on April 14th. So a couple weeks ago, we saw it, trade back up. It looked like it was on a nice run for a little bit. It was making higher highs and lower lows. But you could see right here, we're on the lower low of that higher high right now. So you saw it hit this higher high right here, and now it's dropping down to a higher low right now, hopefully. As if we can maintain this support right here, hopefully we can jump up past this resistance next, and our support will be back around here, around $715 for our next higher high and higher low right here. And as you could see, I had this downtrend during the correction that it was kind of stuck in, and it looks like I have to shift that a little bit. Okay, so it was stuck in this downtrend right here for a while. It started around this area, which was the beginning of February. So this was actually before the correction. It started dropping in price, and then once the correction happened, it was pretty much over. It was like a falling knife during this period. If you were trying to buy this dip right here, it just kept dipping, and then it looked like you were out of the woods here, and then it dipped again, almost reaching a double bottom here. So during this period right here, we were stuck in this downtrend until around March 30th, and it actually broke the downtrend on March 31st. And we've been out of the downtrend ever since, as you could see on the chart. So it's kind of been making a run, and it looks like it made a higher high here and a higher low. So we will continue to watch that, but the main thing is it is out of this downtrend, and it's continuing to follow this trend line right here that I have drawn in the green. And you could see this trend line kind of mimics the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. So this trend line has been holding, and it did hold during the correction. You could see it never closed below the trend line. It did intraday drop below that, but then it got bought right back up to go above the trend line, and it's been holding true ever since. So you could see that it's been on this trend line since around the lows of COVID, which were last March in 2020. And it's been continuing, you have steady growth here along this trend line, and it looks like it's going to hold true over here. It's not going to drop below unless there's some catastrophic news, but I don't think it will. So it looks like we're going to continue to go on this uptrend, and then eventually make all-time highs up here. So as you could see on the chart, a good time to buy would have been right in this area or right in this area, and then you would have sold up here. So the way to play a trend line like this is to watch the daily chart, or we could switch over to the 4-hour chart and look at that. Oh, whoops, that's all messed up there. That was before the stock split, so the 4-hour chart is kind of messed up. As you could see, it comes from all the way up here, and then it drops down when the stock split happened right in this area. So the 4-hour, you could see on the trend line, you can't really see it as well. I'm going to switch back to the daily chart. And the way to play this trend line, since it is holding on this trend line for a year now, and it looks like it's going to continue to go along this trend line, is whenever the stock price gets close to this trend line right here, like in this area or in this area, you could see when it actually hit it, that is the time to start buying, okay? And it looks like right now, since it's making this higher low right here, it looks like it's getting close to our trend line here. So this would be the time to buy, and you're going to want to sell when it gets farther away from the trend line, like up here. These are, of course, this is the all-time high, but you could see even back in this area, when you come and touch your trend line, when it starts dropping and gets close to this trend line, that's the time to buy. And then you're going to want to sell when it gets farther away. You have more space in between this price and your trend line here. So you could see it'll dip back down, get close to that trend line. This time it didn't even touch, but then it goes right on a run right after that and gets farther away from your trend line. And those are your sell points. Once you see it start to reverse and head back down, you're going to want to sell and buy back in down here. You know, you could see this didn't come close to the trend line. It didn't touch it, but still a good time to buy right in here and sell up here. So that's the way I would play this, since it is on such a strong trend line. I would just keep buying when it gets close to the trend line and selling when it's farther away, if that's the way you want to play it, if you want to trade it like that. If you're a long-term holder, a great time to average down or average up even would be at those points where it gets close to the trend line, and you know, you just hold throughout. But if you're playing options, definitely, you know, this doesn't really work for short-term options, but if you want to play longer-term options, I know the options on Tesla are really expensive and you have to have a lot of money to be able to play that. But, you know, if you're looking to do something like that, or you could do spreads, you could buy spreads and sell them. But, you know, like I said, once again, just once it gets close to this trend line, you know, you buy and maybe put your option contracts maybe 2 or 3 months out into the future, so you could make sure you get that high on there, you know, and you don't just keep dropping closer to the trend line. You know, you could maybe start buying in here as you see it's getting close and start nibbling, and then once it does get time for that reversal, that's when you go heavy on your buys and then, you know, make your sells after it goes on the run. So those are just a couple ideas going on that I had for Tesla. You know, there's nothing wrong with the company right now. Everything's going good. Of course, Elon Musk is going to be on Saturday Night Live this week, so obviously nothing's going on with the company. You know, they're going to continue to make vehicles. But like I said, I mean, this is a perfect time to buy if you're just looking to long-term hold, because we are going through a chip shortage right now, and everybody is kind of staying away from the EV stocks lately because of the, you know, things that happened with Ford. When they came out with their earnings, they mentioned that they you know, are going to lose a lot of money because of this chip shortage, and it doesn't look like we're going to get it resolved anytime soon. It's probably going to take 1 to 2 years to fully get back to where we were. So, you know, if you're looking for just a long-term stock to play, this would be a perfect time to buy, because there are analysts that have this thing tripling or even quadrupling in the next couple years by 2025, I think. So this would be a good time to get in. You can see it's not too crazy right now, and it looks like, let me zoom out here. Yeah, it looks like the volume is kind of calming down a little bit, so it would be a good time to buy. And then once, you know, you get some great news or great catalysts and all the people come rushing back and start playing this again, and you know, you'll see some nice gains. So that's going to be my video on Tesla, and those are my ideas for a nice trade if you guys want to do that. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new content like this. And we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.